Chapter 3. The Golden Bhai Sarwan Singh. Though Bhai Sarwan Singh was of dark complexion, yet his Nam-imbued glowing face would radiate golden hue always. That is how I came to name him the Golden Bhai Sarwan Singh. He is other than Bhai Sarwan Singh of village Daneel, whose original whereabouts are unknown. It is as if he appeared suddenly from nowhere to join Jatha just before my imprisonment. Soon after, he got baptized and attained the sublime spirituality instantly. He knew nothing of the Gurmukhi script, nor could recite a single Gurbani Shabad from memory. He was totally illiterate, and yet, like it is said in Gurbani, "Na e manoni, na sipihi, na pironda, na parvada. दान के दई सोई मनोनी ए आनंदा पाए गर्बा." 1. The mortal who contemplates of the Lord attains spiritually sublime, whether literate or illiterate. He had access to great depths of Gurmat awareness. He was the personification of service. He was in his early youth, without any signs of beard. He remained engrossed in service day and night. He was gifted in Nam Simran, reciting Nam with every breath endlessly. During Akhand Path and Akhand Kirtan Samagams, he offered for all kinds of service, selfless service. He would prepare langar for the entire congregation, no matter how large the numbers. He served all with his own hands in every way, including cleaning of utensils that he would not share with anyone. He would keep the iron utensils of Sarbat Lobe in shining state of cleanliness. He would carry the sack of utensils on his head to every samagam. He would sling over the shoulders the musical instruments of harmonium and tabla, and yet carry more on his shoulders. In short, he tried to carry almost everything as far as possible. In concordance with his humble request, langar was kept adjacent to the Akhand Path recitation. He was very keen on both listening to Akhand Paths and serving in the langar. Bhai Sahib Bhai Radhar Singh Ji. This kept on for years, and his high spiritual state and access to the sublime remained secret except for the few close associates. His selfless, continuous service with extreme humility bore the fruit on its own of deeply steeped love of divine Nam, surpassing even the accomplished ascetic spiritualists. He started envisioning the invisible and futuristic events. At all times, whether sitting, standing, or walking, he was engrossed in the practice of Nam Simran. He never would show off, nor would anyone praise him, and nor did he seek it. He would make provisions for bathing of all Singhs at 2 a.m. and then take bath himself. Sitting aloft in a cover and unknown to others, he would listen to Nitman recitation along with Nam Simran practice. This was his routine. I never saw him sleeping, nor in any undesirable company. He was always in the midst of holy Sangal. His only occupation was Nam and Seva. During Akhand Path Samagams, he remained in langar throughout the Sewa. His body thus remained engaged in service in langar, and consciously he would listen to Akhand Path. After the service, he would sit among the listeners of Akhand Path in a most inconspicuous way. He generally appeared to be a carefree and impulsive Sikh. Jewelers along to whom he was shown of jewels and precious stones? Everybody is not given to such awareness. His selfless service enabled him to soar in spirit and finally brought him the occult powers. However, he never prided in his occult powers, nor anyone knew about this. Even I remained unaware of these secrets. Accidentally, this secret was revealed one day. The Jatha made preparations to proceed to a village via Naba to join Akhand Path Simran at the house of a Gurmukh. It was the summer period of May-June. The Golden Veer, Bhai Sarwan Singh, was also among the Jatha. While I was turning, he sat on a cot and started doing. He used to sleep briefly even while walking. In a brief period of 5 to 10 minutes, he got up with a start, uttering Waheguru, Waheguru. Noticing anxiety and worry on his face, I asked him whether he had seen any queer events in his dream. He innocently replied, "What to say, sir?" I saw that Akhund Path and being recited at a place, and I am serving in the langar. Meantime, a Pathi is heading for the langar. I reconnected it to the U. On the way, a dog bit his leg. Such was the wound the blood streamed with great flow. I hit the dog with a piece of wood to stop his bite. Seeing this horror, I woke up. I felt as if this was real happening. Soon after, we started on our way. The Rangal Sajan, entire Jatha went walking. The village was at about 10 miles from Naba. Soon after reaching the village, we started preparing for the Akhund Path. There was Akhund Kirtan during the early ambrosial hours, and the Path commenced after that. I started reciting Pathi. When I was relieved by another Pathi, I was asked to partake something from the Jangar. I was still under the intoxication of Gurbani. With half-closed eyes, enjoying contemplation of Nam, I was walking wearing wooden sandals. Just close to the Jangar was a pillar, and behind that was a dog sitting. I was unaware of the dog and accidentally stepped on his forepaw. The dog caught my ankle in his paw, and behind that was the bite that blood came out in streams. Bhai Sarwan Singh was preparing the Jangar and sitting near hearth. He got up and hit the dog with a piece of wood to free me from the dog's bite. Strangely, I never felt any pain, and despite the blood flowing, I was shouting happily. Sai's dream has come true. How wonderful! What a fulfillment of the forecast event! I was remembering Bhai Sarwan Singh's narration of the queer event, and so I burst out with a secret. However, Bhai Sarwan Singh had forgotten all about it. I was asked by Singhs of the Jatha about the dream and what was the astonishing fulfillment. I replied that there was nothing to describe here. It warranted privacy. The Singhs took me for bandage of the wound, and now that we were away from the scene, they insisted on the information. In the absence of Bhai Sarwan Singh, I explained about his envisioning the event in detail, just as it occurred in reality. I also stressed not to discuss this with the Golden Veer, so that he enjoys his innocence and obscurity and away from public glare. It caught wind, and everybody in the Jatha came to know of it. Suddenly there was a new respect for him in all hearts, yet none mentioned about his occult power and visioning in the event in advance. This is the uniqueness of the House of Guru, that people enjoying sublime state of spirituality, envisioning the invisible, are able to control the uncontrollable power. This comes naturally to the Gursikhs, who make no show of it nor blot with ego. Seeing the carefree and enthusiastic Veer Sarwan Singh, dedicated to Nam and service, none could imagine his high spirituality. The ease of equipoise is seen only among the free and humble Gurmukh Sikhs of the Guru. It is enough to demonstrate this event pertaining to this Veer, who can fathom the hidden secrets of the inconspicuous spiritual beings. Bhai Sahib Bhai Rahdin Singh Ji. After some time, I was whisked away to the jail, leaving behind such beloveds of the Guru. I never knew where they scattered to and where the golden Bhai Sarwan Singh went. I have a feeling that he must have left for abode divine, or else he would certainly have come to see me. I know nothing from where he had come. I am left with his narrated memory. So here I end it.